Underneath the ancient scriptures lies a mystery that has been hidden for centuries, a secret so profound that few have dared to explore its depths. This is the apocalyptic vision revealed to Abraham, a patriarch whose faith was tested by divine promises and the weight of sacrifices that challenged the very core of human understanding. Abraham, the friend of God, was granted a glimpse into the celestial realm, witnessing a cosmic battle that transcends all earthly comprehension. In a single moment of divine clarity, he was taken beyond the boundaries of ordinary reality to witness the conflict between the forces of light and darkness, where the fate of creation hangs in the balance. In this vision, Abraham did not only foresee the distant future, he was shown the hidden forces that shape the destiny of humanity. Guided by God, he was taken on a journey through the realms of spiritual warfare, witnessing angels of light wielding fiery swords against the princes of darkness, who moved with cunning to claim the fragile souls of men. But the vision did not stop there. God led Abraham deeper, to a place beyond the cosmic battle where the true war is fought, the war within the human heart. It is here that the choices we make, the temptations we face, and our relationship with the divine determine our place in the final ultimate battle. The Apocalypse of Abraham, the last battle between heaven and hell, takes us into a revelation that goes far beyond traditional prophecies. This is not a mere battle between good and evil, but a cosmic struggle that unfolds in every individual, where the external enemies are merely reflections of the internal struggles. So Abraham's vision reveals that the true enemy is not just the dark forces outside, but the invisible chains of pride, fear, and doubt that hold humanity captive, keeping us from the light of God. In this video, we will delve deep into this profound story where the apostles of light face off against the forces of darkness, and where in the end, the fate of humanity is determined. This is not just an exploration of the end times. It is a journey into the heart of spiritual warfare, the battle for salvation, redemption, and the preservation of faith that spans generations. Prepare yourself for a revelation that unveils not only the apocalyptic future, but the ongoing battle for the soul of mankind. It all begins with a vision. As Abraham meditates, he sees before him a vast scene of chaos. On the horizon, the forces of destruction approach. A cosmic battle is about to unfold, and Abraham knows that this is the vision God wanted him to witness. He watches as the earth is ravaged, with celestial and infernal armies clashing. In the distance, the sound of trumpets resounds, signaling the beginning of the end. Abraham watches as the forces of evil rise up against the heavenly kingdom. Legions of demons under the command of dark beings seek to seize control of the world. But the angels of God, led by Michael, stand firm in their resistance. The battle Abraham sees is not only physical but spiritual, and he begins to understand the depth of this struggle, a timeless conflict between light and darkness. What Abraham witnesses is not just an apocalypse, but the revelation of something deeper, a choice that lies at the heart of all things, the choice of humanity between light and darkness. The apocalypse that Abraham sees is a manifestation of the inner struggle of every soul, and the decision of who will be victorious will be determined by the actions of each individual, by their faith, repentance, and their obedience to the divine will. In this vision, Abraham sees the very essence of human existence laid bare. The celestial and infernal forces do not merely battle for the earth, they battle for the souls of mankind. The power of choice rests in the hands of every individual. Each decision made in life carries weight. Each act of faith or defiance ripples through the spiritual realm, influencing the course of the cosmic war. As the vision unfolds, Abraham's understanding deepens. He sees that the true battle is not one of armies, but of wills, the will to follow the divine path, to embrace the light, or to surrender to the darkness that tempts every heart. The struggle Abraham witnesses is one that transcends time and space, echoing throughout the generations. The outcome of this battle, he realizes, is not solely in the hands of the angels or demons, but in the hearts of humankind. The realization dawns upon Abraham that the vision he has been given is not just a warning of an apocalyptic end, but a call to action. It is a revelation of the power of choice, the responsibility that each person holds in the face of cosmic conflict. The fate of humanity, the outcome of the celestial battle, is determined not by the grand forces alone, but by the quiet decisions made in the hearts of men and women every day. Abraham is not a mere observer. He is a participant in this divine drama. His role is to witness, yes, but also to understand. Through his eyes, we see that the final victory does not belong to those who wield the greatest power, but to those who remain faithful to the light, even in the darkest of times. As the vision fades, Abraham knows that the battle is far from over. It is being fought every day, in every heart, in every moment. And the ultimate question remains: which side will we choose? Abraham now observes the moment of the final judgment. The souls of all human beings are gathered before the great celestial tribunal. He sees the souls of the righteous ascending into the divine light, as if floating above the earth, moving toward an eternal glow. At the same time, the souls who surrendered to evil face their dark destiny, descending into the depths, toward an abyss that seems endless. The great judge, seated on a throne of pure light, begins to pronounce the final verdict over each soul, a sentence that carries with it the eternity of each being. Abraham watches as the angels bring the righteous before God, like a pure flock being led to its shepherd. The souls, those who during their lives followed divine precepts, are embraced in a hug of light. But at the same time, the forces of darkness rise, attempting to sway those who still wavered, those who stood at the threshold between light and shadow. These infernal forces, like dark and distorted figures, try to manipulate the undecided hearts, offering them an easier path. But God's light is immense, unyielding. No shadow can resist it, no lie can prevail before the divine truth. Abraham's vision expands as he sees those who chose justice, repentance, and the love of God being elevated to a new realm, where peace and harmony reign eternally. He sees a radiant city, where rivers of living water flow and the fields are eternally green. There is no pain, no tears, only eternal rest by the side of the Creator. In this realm, the righteous live in full communion with God, in perfect existence, where divine light fills them, and where all conflicts, all earthly struggles are but distant memories of a past life. As Abraham observes all this, he realizes something profoundly significant. The apocalypse, this feared end, is not the end for the righteous. On the contrary, it is the beginning of a new cycle. It is the transition from an era of suffering to an existence of eternal peace. The struggle against evil and injustice, although seemingly endless, has a divine purpose. It prepares the ground for a kingdom of righteousness, where evil will no longer have power. In the end, those who live according to divine principles, who choose light, truth, and compassion, will receive their reward, a life without pain, without suffering, and with eternal peace beside the Creator. The true victory does not lie in the destruction of evil, but in the restoration of harmony, justice, and light. However, not everyone shares the same fate. Abraham sees the forces of darkness preparing for their final offensive. The demons, though defeated, are not completely extinguished. They attempt, in one last desperate effort, to plunge the world into total chaos. The hope of the righteous is their final target. They rise, a new wave of darkness surging, seeking to destroy the faith that still remains, to obliterate everything the righteous have built in the name of truth and light. The final effort of the infernal forces is devastating, a last act of rebellion against God and His creation. The demons rise in a fiery attempt to extinguish the light, to cast the world into utter despair. The final battle, however, is not fought on a physical battlefield, but in the heart of every soul. The demons do not merely attack the divine forces, but attempt to sway the hearts of those who still waver, those who have not yet chosen a side. They try to seduce human hearts with false promises of power, pleasure, and glory, offering what seems to be the solution to all doubts and insecurities. But these promises are empty. They lead only to destruction, to damnation. Those who have not yet committed, who still stand on the tenuous line between good and evil, are the most vulnerable targets of this final offensive. Yet, the righteous do not surrender. Guided by the light of God, they stand firm in their faith, knowing that true strength lies in their connection to the Creator. The light of God, pure and intense, shines brighter than any shadow, stronger than any deception the demons can conjure. The righteous remain steadfast, their souls immune to the seduction of darkness, for they know that the divine truth is unshakable and it is their protection. The light surrounds them, strengthens them, and leads them in the final battle. Abraham watches, awestruck and full of hope, as light triumphs over darkness. He sees how, even in the final moment, truth prevails over lies and hope triumphs over despair. The victory of the righteous is not just a victory over external forces, but a victory over human errors and flaws. Every soul that chooses the light, every heart that resists temptation and chooses redemption, is a victory not only over external darkness, but over the inner darkness that resides in every human being. The final struggle, Abraham realizes, is not a war against external enemies, but an internal battle. Each soul in the end must make its choice. The decision lies in their hands: redemption with all its peace and harmony, or destruction, the darkness that consumes everything around it. The true victory is not over demons or the forces of darkness, but over the human capacity to choose the light, to repent, and to turn to God. This is the battle that defines the eternal fate of each soul. With the defeat of the forces of darkness, Abraham witnesses the final revelation. The true purpose of the apocalypse is not destruction, but revelation. As the shadows dissipate and God's light expands, he understands that the destruction of evil is not an end, but a path to the revelation of something deeper. The divine light, immense and pure, shines brighter than any darkness, and it is this light that ultimately purifies the world. It does not simply dissolve external darkness, but touches the heart of every human being, revealing what was hidden and transforming all that seemed lost. Abraham realizes that the apocalypse is not the end, but the beginning of something new. It is the turning point where chaos gives way to divine order, where corruption is replaced by the purity of divine will, and where humanity has the opportunity to renew itself, to be restored to its true essence. The apocalypse of Abraham is, therefore, not a catastrophic destruction, but a metaphor for the inner transformation of every soul. He sees that the true victory of the light is not merely over the annihilation of evil, but over the purification of the human heart. Evil is not eradicated simply because it is defeated by the heavenly forces, but because God's light enters the heart of each individual, leading them to view themselves and the Creator in a new way. The faults, errors, and sins that once seemed to be the essence of humanity are wiped away by the light of redemption, and each soul is given the opportunity to be reborn, to start anew, to be purified. Abraham understands that the apocalypse is not just a cosmic event, but a personal event. Each human being undergoes their own inner battle, where they must make a choice: the choice to accept the light of God or remain in the shadows. The final victory is not only about destroying evil in the world, but about restoring humanity to its original purpose. The apocalypse, therefore, is a journey of self-discovery, purification, and spiritual renewal, where humanity is invited to return to its divine essence and align with the will of God. He sees that the true victory is not just in defeating external enemies, but in restoring the human spirit to its original state of purity and goodness. God's light, Abraham understands, is not merely a destructive force against evil, but a redemptive force capable of healing, purifying, and transforming. Abraham, now fully understanding the vital role he played, realizes that his legacy is not limited to his own destiny, but extends to the destiny of all the generations that will come after him. He sees his life as a pivotal moment, a turning point, where his faith, his unwavering trust in God, and his commitment to truth are the fundamental pillars upon which the future of humanity will be built. Abraham understands that the impact of his actions will resonate for centuries, influencing not only the present, but also the choices of future generations, who will look to him as an example of perseverance, faith, and courage in the face of challenges. Abraham's apocalypse, then, is not just a personal event for him, but a profound lesson for all of us. He becomes a symbol of how human choices can shape the destiny of the world. The revelation Abraham received is not only a vision of the end times, but a warning that humanity's future is not predetermined, but deeply influenced by the decisions we make in the present. Every action, every choice, every word has the power to influence the course of history, to transform reality, and to build a future aligned with the divine light or far from it. Abraham reminds us, through his life and journey, that the future of humanity is not something simply written in a celestial book, but something shaped by our choices, our actions, and above all, our commitment to the divine light. The apocalypse, then, is not a final sentence, but an invitation for each of us to examine our own lives and decide which direction we want to walk. Our struggle is not against external forces, but against our own flaws and wrong choices. The true purpose of the apocalypse is to awaken humanity to the responsibility each individual carries in their hands, the responsibility to live according to divine principles, to seek justice, truth, and peace, and to build a future of redemption and light. The Apocalypse of Abraham teaches us a profound lesson. The true battle for salvation is not in merely escaping evil, but in fighting for inner transformation, for the renewal of the human spirit. The great revelation that Abraham receives is not just a vision of the end times, but a call for each individual to dedicate themselves to this inner journey of purification and spiritual growth. The fight against the forces of darkness is not just an external battle, but a constant internal struggle, where each soul is challenged to overcome its own limitations, sins, and flaws. Abraham teaches us that the true victory is the transformation of the human being, the overcoming of weaknesses, and the deep connection with the divine. Abraham's final message is clear and resounding. The fight against evil is constant and often relentless, but victory is guaranteed for those who choose to follow the path of truth, even in the face of adversity. The apocalypse is not an event of terror and destruction, but an awakening, a call for each of us to choose the light, justice, and peace. The true battle lies within us, and the key to victory is our unwavering faith in the redeeming power of God and our willingness to follow the path of truth, no matter the cost. Now, more than ever, it is time to reflect on our own choices, to act with awareness and courage in the face of life's challenges. Abraham's apocalypse is not an end, but a new beginning. The divine light never fades, and it will always be within reach for those who choose to follow that path. In a world full of uncertainties and difficulties, the true hope lies in knowing that, regardless of the circumstances, God's light will always be present to guide those who choose to walk the path of truth and redemption. The final victory is not about escaping evil, but about transforming it, overcoming it with the strength of a renewed spirit and unshakable faith. The future, then, is not a sentence, but an opportunity for those who choose to live with faith, hope, and courage. And so we conclude our journey through Abraham's vision. A story that is not only about the past, but resonates with the future of humanity, offering a profound reflection on the role each of us plays in the grand divine plan. Abraham's apocalypse reminds us that as long as there is faith, there is always hope. This vision is not simply a tale of destruction, but an invitation to reflect on our choices and the impact they have, not only on our lives, but on future generations. Abraham, with his unwavering faith and trust in the divine purpose, teaches us that true power lies in each of us choosing the light, transforming darkness into redemption, and walking the path of truth, regardless of the challenges. Therefore, Abraham's apocalypse is not just a story of the end times, but a metaphor for the ongoing struggle between the forces of light and darkness that exists within each human being. The real question is not whether the battle will happen, but how we choose to fight this internal battle. The apocalypse challenges us to look within ourselves, to recognize our flaws, and to seek inner transformation. It reminds us that our spiritual journey is a daily choice, and that at every moment we have the power to decide which path we will take, the path of light or the path of darkness. The decision is in our hands, and the future we build will directly depend on the choice we make. As we reflect on Abraham's apocalypse, we are called to consider what each of us chooses for the future: the light with its promise of redemption, or the darkness which offers destruction and desolation. The battle is not just external, but deeply internal, and choosing to follow the light is the way to true peace and transformation. The decision is in your hands. What will you choose for your future?